Thank you. Okay, cool. So I'm here to talk about if I can figure out screen sharing. I hope this works. Yeah, so I'm here to talk about 4 strategies that I use to manage my very severe, at times, ADHD while making video games from my bedroom. Jumping right into it. It's my About Me slide. I am one of the founders of Sunday Month, local game studio in Vermont. I've worked on games like Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor and Paparazzi. And these are some fun facts about what ADHD is like for me. So switching gears can tank my entire workday. If I have like a meeting in the middle of the day, that can be really hard. Depression, something that I deal with, and I think a lot of people do, especially these days and living in the world that we do. For me, like I have a lot of trouble with like avoiding difficult or emotionally thorny tasks, which can be really difficult and can make me difficult to work with for other people. So it's something that I've been trying to learn more about myself and sort of, just like learn ways to strategize and be patient with myself, but remember like the big picture. These are a couple of strategies. For me, this is the most important slide. Basically, time tracking is the biggest and most effective strategy that I've had. So I use a free app called Toggle, and basically like I can set a timer and choose what project I'm working on, or I can change that later. And if the timer is going, then I know that I'm working. And when I want to take a break and watch a YouTube video, I turn it off. And I try not to be too granular with it. I just track like the 2 main projects that I have going on. I only track time that is like intentional work time. And so you can kind of see a little snapshot of what it looks like for me. But basically the goal here is to just gather baseline information. Like if I have a really crappy week and I'm like, there's a lot of personal stuff going on in my life and I don't get many hours in, like, I just want to know that. So an important thing for me is that like, I'm the only one who can see this. So there's no, like, I don't get distracted by like thinking about like, oh, how are other people gonna think about how many hours I'm doing? It's just for me to learn about myself and to keep a tab on how things are going. So, and especially like balancing different projects too. This is something that took me a long time to learn, but having a clean workstation makes all the difference for me. So you can see I try and keep my desk clean. The goal is just like, I only want one thing on my plate at a time. So having an empty desk and having folders full of notes, paper notes that I take for each project, helps me in terms of like, I can take out the folder for the project I'm working on, put it in front of me, and just sort of see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna keep moving because this is a quick talk. So along those lines, I try to compartmentalize my tasks as much as possible. The goal here is like, because context switching is so hard for me, I need to have a really clean break when I change tasks. So like, I wanna know what the stopping point is. I wanna know like what is next. I like to use paper notes and have a big physical check mark on the tasks that I've completed. A note about Git, we use source control in programming a lot for backing up our projects, but it can also be really good for just organizing your work and what changes you're doing. So a lot of the time, if I'm jumping back into some code, I'll look at the Git history and like remember what I was doing when I left off, because I need to be able to pick it back up. And number 4, the last one, this is something that's very important, is how to not accidentally internet. In the world we live in, there's a lot going on constantly. So none of these are foolproof, obviously. Like, I know who makes the rules and they're a pushover because it's me. It's all about self-discipline. But this gives me one more layer of protection, so I don't accidentally open Twitter and lose 5 hours of my day. It's more like I can be intentional. And the whole point of this is for me to feel like I'm in control of my time and remind myself that like I can do what I want and I get to choose how I spend my time. And like distraction time is important. You need downtime and break time because you can't just be on all the time. And then finally, these are a couple of small tips on things. I love bright lights. That helps me with like winter depression and just stay energized. There's a little picture here. I like to use, I have a film studio light that I use instead of like one of those therapy lights, which I find just gives better quality light for the amount of money that you spend on it. So I would recommend that. Drink lots of water because it has built-in, like bathroom breaks are actually really good for keeping your focus, I find. And yeah, I keep my desktop clean, my digital one as much as my physical one, and password manager helps my life so much. So that's my talk. I went a little bit over, but thanks very much.